Where are we at?
Hey, so when people see this, Josh,
Yes, sir.
it will be Ash Wednesday.
It will be Ash Wednesday.
Yeah. Do you have any special? So let me just tell y'all this. Am I going to hell because I got a cake for Fat Tuesday?
No, that's for Ash Wednesday.
Gotcha. Yeah. You got to eat. No, I thought you have to eat it by Fat Tuesday.
Yeah.
Isn't that right?
Yeah.
Don't ask
Well,
me
you went
that.
to school. Now, you went to school.
I think whatever you do on Fat Tuesday, whatever you do on
you
Fat
have to
Tuesday doesn't
understand,
count.
My coaching background would not allow me to
You can
deal
go to
with
Mardi
it.
Gras.
No.
Gotcha. You ever been?
No.
Really? You ever been?
Nope.
Me either.
I've been on Bourbon Street, but I haven't been to Mardi Gras.
Bourbon Street in New Orleans.
New Orleans.
Yeah, yeah.
We went down there to get on a cruise, and we had to stay the night before, and so we just got a hotel there, and so we just kind of walked up and down and said, all right, that's it.
Yeah, that's about it. Now I would be afraid to go. But I'm going to tell you, man, there was a restaurant off of Bourbon Street by Emerald, is that his name? Emerald?
Yeah.
It was called Nola, N-O-L-A, Nola.
Okay.
That was the best food I had had in a very long time. It compares to the top food I've ever had in my life. They had a stuffed chicken wing. And how they did it was huge. It must have been an ostrich or something. I don't know what it was.
Probably
it was
turkey.
a huge, yeah. I don't know what it was. That was a big old turkey. It was a big old turkey.
I don't, not time here, but I've got a great Emerald story I'll tell you.
Really?
Yeah.
You meet him?
My wife and I ran into Emerald on our honeymoon.
Wow.
There's a whole story connected to it.
That is, we'll do that later. Hey guys, welcome to Grace Unfiltered, the Ash Wednesday version. Of course, we will not have service on Ash Wednesday, but if you text Josh, he will give you some places where you can go and celebrate Ash Wednesday.
There you go.
There you go. Which means now there are, 40 days until Easter. Yeah, there you go. 40 days until Easter. It goes by kind of fast.
But we actually do have a Bible study starting tomorrow that follows the Lenten.
That's right.
The 40-day Bible study. We just put that out there today.
Yeah,
so.
Unforgivable.
Yes, that sounds right.
Yeah, Unforgivable. Not the Nat King Cole song. That's Unforgettable, which is what you are.
I got it.
Yeah. Hey, question number one. We've got quite a few questions. We're going to roll through these today. Question number, I'll say this. There's a big one I'm going to say for last. What's the meaning of Bye Cynthia?
Oh, that's my daughter, and she watches this on a very regular basis, and so that's just our way of acknowledging my daughter. That's it. That's all.
It's become an inside joke.
It has.
Yeah.
There you go.
It's funny to us. It's not funny to you. That's the definition of inside joke. So
well, now they're inside, so y'all can laugh when we say Bye Cynthia. Yeah. So if you look at the comments, and she'll
always say, yeah.
She'll say, hey y'all, yeah, like that. Hey, why was it a big deal that Bishop quoted A.W. Tozer?
So that question's for you and me.
It is. I'll let you start. Okay, so when Bishop quoted it, me and Josh leaned forward and looked at each other like, he's quoting A.W. Tozer?
Yeah, both sources. I think it's just the equivalent. If I got up there and preached, and if I said, you know what, as my favorite rapper Tupac said, right? Y'all would look at each other and y'all would be like, it's just something that you didn't expect to come out of Bishop's mouth. It's not that I didn't. It's not that I hate that I love that he quoted it. I didn't expect him to quote.
I know.
A.W. Tozer, so it's just kind of a shock.
What? No,
Dr. Larry Wayne Ellis said that to me years ago, and so I've always kind of.
You remember that one?
Yeah.
It's not the fact of the quote. It was the fact that you gave credit to the quote.
Well,
A.W. Tozer, that's a phrase that has never, I've known you 30 years, and that's never come out. I was like, wow, that just blew my mind. It was cool to us. So it was a big deal because, there you go.
All that.
You're there. I've seen you guys do something different at the end of the sermon the last few weeks. I have a question. How do you actually join Grace United? I'd like to know, but can never understand what to do other than ask someone after service help. So the question is, here's the question. I have a question. How do you actually join Grace United? Well, you join. There are a couple of ways. I'm gonna let y'all start and then I'll finish. Because
one of the things that has really helped me in this whole process was reading the book Simple Church. that I believe it's important for a person to know how to become a part. Where do you enter in to become a part? Not just coming to church, but how do you become a part of this family? How do you connect? And I think that it has to become a part of who we are, that we connect people with Christ, we connect people with the church, we connect people with a community, which may be a small group or a ministry.
Yeah.
I think it's vitally important that people know how to do that and for us to keep it as simple as possible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
So people, at the end of the service, there's an invitation, which has been a part of the Christian church forever, you know, that after the preaching of the gospel, there's an invitation. If you want to come and connect or accept Christ, if you want to come and connect and become a part of this family, come. Or if you want to come and receive prayer as it relates to a particular need that may exist in your life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Joshua?
I just think practically, you know, on the practical level, what do you do? So we are, let's just say first off that it's still a 5-month-old church, so we're figuring all this out. But we do have a new members class that we're going to run probably 45 times a year. We encourage you to be a part of that class. The class is actually this Sunday. There's some homework. If you want to be a part of this from Wednesday, you can go to, you can't navigate there, but you can go to graceunitedlr.com/new-members.
Oh, it's new dash
There's
members.
a dash there.
Gotcha.
It adds
Okay.
a dash in. And it'll give you instructions. So that's that, the practical part. But you know, I think what a lot of what Bishop was saying is, you know, even before that, what we're going to tell you is what a member does is a member gets into the community, a member serves, a member gives, a member prays. And so find your slot. And the way you do that, you can go over to the connection or hello desk and say, I'm looking for a community, I'm looking for a place to serve, and they'll send you in the right place.
Yeah.
So
And
that's good.
here's the other part. We're wanting to document these people so that they're just not coming to say we're a part of it, but we also have a responsibility as a church to those members.
Yeah.
How to get in touch with them. If they're going through a struggle, if they're going through a challenge, we know how to get in touch with them. We know how to minister to them. We're there for them as well. We have expectations of them as a member of this family,
Yeah.
but I know in turn they have expectations from us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's good. That's good. So let me throw my little 2 cents in here because I do pieces of it. So yeah, we do. I think y'all said it all, but I think that we want to make it easy as possible for you to connect and join. And I think Sunday when we did, there were people standing in the back. I was there for the first service. Travis was there for the second service. And even this coming Sunday, we have one service at 10 a.m. You know, wherever you see people standing, sometimes we might have people at the front, we may have people at the back. And at the end of that sermon, that's your opportunity to go and connect and just tell that person, hey, I'd like to join, I need special prayer, I need to accept Christ, or I've just got questions. Even folks that don't come down, if you have questions, I think the app is a good place, people are a good place, and they'll lead you kind of there. But man, we're seeing an influx. I was looking at numbers. We're seeing there are a lot of folks that are coming that are asking questions about, hey, I want to learn more, I want to, get involved. Can I get involved? All of that. So there are easy ways to do it. But at the end of the service, I think the biggest thing is you either find somebody here, somebody will be standing there, and somebody will be standing in the back as well to kind of do that. Cool. That's help. You've had an invitation at the end of most of the services lately, but I'm confused on what the invitation is for. Come to Jesus, join the church, confess our sins. This isn't something I'm familiar with. I think we kind of answered that a little bit. It's for all of the above. I think it's what this is.
And one of the things we wanted to add at the end on the screens is putting those things up there.
Yeah, just, yeah, and yes. Yes.
But bringing clarity to that, we are still, you know, as old as we are 5 months in, we are still meshing two different cultures, and even within the cultures, different ways of doing church. Because even though Bishop and Neil came from the same culture, they did their church a little bit differently. So we're still, and we're still, let's just be honest, we're still all used to doing church the way we did church, right? And so, you know, as you are walking alongside of us as we learn, as we settle this boat down, you know, and so that response, the call and response is not, it's not a Legacy Grace Church thing. It's not something we knew what to do with, and so it's all those things. Like, what response do you want to have? Do you want to be prayed for? Have you come to, saving faith in Jesus? Do you want to join the church? Do you want to just speak with a pastor or an elder and be prayed to? You know, all those things are open to you in the response area.
Yeah, and you're right. There are three of us, and there were three different ways that we did it before, and trying to, which is a cool thing for them, but it's a scary thing for us because we don't want to miss anybody. I mean, we don't want to, knock anybody out of the boat while the boat is doing like this. Forgiveness. Next question. Forgiveness is so important! Exclamation point. This sounds like a service or a sermon question. What do you do when the person you have to forgive keeps on hurting you? A toxic family member, etc. Forgive 70 times 70 and cut out of your life?
Or cut out, is it or cut out of your life?
Or cut out of your life? Or cut them out of your life?
Yeah,
I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah.
Here's the question. What do you do?
Right.
Yeah, because forgiveness is important.
Right.
Don't be looking around. No, he preached it Sunday.
I would just, right.
Hey, well, let me just say this.
I would just say in a very simple way.
That was a good sermon Sunday.
Yes, it was.
I only heard it once, so I got to go back and watch it.
There you go. I would just say this. Forgiveness is free. Trust is earned.
Oh, that's good.
Those are two different. Those are two different things, and they're not mutually exclusive. So, you cannot. Here's the deal. We talked about this. You should freely forgive 70 times 7 over and over and over and over and over and over again. If, in going back to the sermon, if you decide to not forgive, that evil poisons you, and so that's an issue. That's one issue. Allowing them to re-hurt you, allowing them back into your life, that is a separate issue. Now, do I think that we cancel people out of our lives way too quickly in our culture?
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
But, any good pastor, any good therapist, any good friend of yours has said, if you're being abused, you need to get out of the situation that you're being abused.
Run.
Yeah.
So, if that, and then handle it later. So forgiveness is free, trust is earned.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's
Amen.
real good.
Okay.
That's real good. But and even with forgiveness, that leads to prayer and all of that for them, for you, all of that. I understand that forgiveness is mostly for me. It took me 30 years to forgive a family member who caused me childhood trauma. However, when I see the person from a distance at family functions, my trauma is triggered and I have to leave. Yes, I'm in therapy for this. Congratulations. Let me celebrate you on that for real. And thank you for admitting that. Does God accept me forgiving this person even though I can't be around them? Man, y'all went down that road and started to answer that. Yeah.
Yes, I believe that God does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's
it's a process.
Yeah. So again, I think to me, there's two different questions here. Does God accept you? God accepts you.
Yes.
Period. That's the end of that. That's the end of that statement.
Case closed.
Yeah.
Right. Because we talked in the sermon about forgiveness is one person. Forgiveness takes one person. Repentance takes another person. Reconciliation takes both persons. So
that's right.
So forgiveness for you is always on the table, and the forgiveness that's on the table for you has nothing connected to what you have done and what you have not done. Forgiveness is offered to you based on what Jesus has done and what He is. So that's a given. So I think that's part of the question.
Yeah.
The other part is simply this: is I think that in this situation. The question for you is, have you truly forgiven? We talked a little bit about that. Do do you still want ill on this person? Are
Right.
you wishing
Right.
their death? I don't want them to come. So if you want the person to weep that made you weep, then you haven't forgiven them yet.
Yeah.
Right. If you want
Seeking
trauma to
revenge.
happen to the person
Right.
that caused you trauma, then you haven't forgiven. But if you can say, you know what, I'm not looking for them to be crushed. Just because of my trauma,
I just want to be
can't be
better.
around them.
Yeah.
That's a different story. And
Right.
and I would say be honest with that. Be honest with your family with that, and just say, listen, I can't be around you, and I think that is a perfect, going back to Joseph's story, going back to the Potiphar's wife story. Joseph, in a very wise way, and it's not a one-to-one.
Right.
But Potiphar's wife
She was abusing Joseph.
him.
Yeah.
She was causing trauma to him.
Yeah.
And he's like, I'm not going to be in the same room as you. And we all see that as a healthy thing. So, for you, is probably a very, very healthy thing. And I applaud you for not allowing yourself to be re-traumatized, because I know, especially in family situations, that can be really, really hard.
Yeah.
Let me add, once again, celebrating this individual for getting the help that they needed.
man.
And I think
Yes.
that's more of a challenge in this day and time, especially in certain communities, that so often we don't seek out to get the help. I've always looked, we can be saved and delivered, but we still need counseling.
Yeah.
We still need help. I like to look at it as we can go to our family physician and they may tell us, okay, you need to go to a specialist to get a knee replacement. Even after the knee replacement, you have to go to rehab to learn how to function with a brand new knee.
That's right.
So God does a work, pastors can do a work, but I also believe that you have specialists that can help us get back to where we need to be. And sometimes that's counseling, even medication.
Yeah.
And a lot of times those things are frowned upon, but I believe that those things are needed in this day and time, because I believe that God gives us wisdom as far as with creations, inventions that have allowed us to be better overall.
Yeah. I had somebody tell me a long time ago, they were saying that sometimes you have to do things to quiet the other voices.
Yes.
So that you can hear God's voice.
Yeah.
Because sometimes you hear all of the negative things that everybody else is saying, and oh, you'll never be this. And you know what happens is it's double trauma. It's the initial crisis, but then you receive trauma from people that don't know how to treat you after the trauma. So now you're receiving other trauma. So yeah, it takes a while. I still like the statement that you made. Forgiveness is given. Forgiveness is, say it again, because I'm gonna put it on a bumper sticker.
Something like, forgiveness is given by those who have been forgiven. Is that
trust
what you're
is
looking
earned.
at?
Yeah, but trust is earned.
Forgiveness is free, but trust is earned.
Yeah, forgiveness is free, but trust is earned. So, and make them earn that trust. I mean, you just have
Don't
to.
expose yourself until trust has been reestablished.
That's right. That's
Earned.
right.
Well,
Yeah.
it's the whole, Jesus says, it says over and over again that Jesus didn't entrust himself to man because he knew what was in their heart.
Knew it was
Yeah.
in their heart.
Right.
Yeah.
So not everybody in your life.
gonna
In
have
fact,
your
the
best
vast
interest.
majority of people in your life
Not going to have your best interest.
don't have. You have on some ends you have the people that want to crush you.
Yeah.
Mostly on the people in the middle want to have some sort of transactional relationship with you. I give you this, you give me this. But then you have this people that want your good, no matter what, that love you, that want your good. And these are the people, I mean, you love everyone, you forgive everyone, but these are the people that you give that trust to.
Yeah. And it's typically a smaller group. Jesus had 12. He broke it down to three. And then, Garden of Gethsemane is that natural maturation of what you need. Okay, so here is the question. I'm going to go through all of it,
Do it.
and do it because they kind of called us out on not answering questions. We do, but let me read your question and lay it out. And I'm going to read it as you sent it. Hello, hi. I want to say this forum was a great idea. I used to have to go to Bishop to get answers and insight. I have sent in a few questions that didn't make the cut to be answered. I have a problem with that. The word says no gift God will God withhold from us. Every part of God's word is good. So how do you feel that picking and choosing what can be answered is even your place? You guys are on different levels. We are, because I think y'all are taller than I am. What makes you all think that all the church are babes in Christ? We don't believe that. You can't feed us milk when we need meat to grow. I understand. What small group are you in? I don't care. I don't know if Josh, boy, they call out all of us. I don't know if Josh is the only one that gets the questions and reviews them beforehand, but maybe there needs to be a group read. I hear Josh and Nia often speak how we preference our questions. I think they mean preface our questions with a statement. And for me, that's because I'm not looking for the basic answer, but I'm looking for insight. And you all sometimes stop at basic. Please, guys, you all say often the city is watching, and I say more importantly, God is watching. Thanks, we know he is. If we want to be different, then we have to do things differently, and we can't just deal with the easy stuff and ignore the rest, because if we do that, how are we any different than these other churches? 2 more sentences, 3. I'm not looking to ruffle any feathers, but I'm wondering, should I not expect to have my questions answered, or what exactly am I doing wrong just to get ignored? My growth is just as important as anyone else's, so why not try to help me? Bishop?
Y'all ain't right. We're going to try to do a better job at responding to all the questions. And I think that's what we've been trying to do moving forward, to the best of our ability. To my knowledge, all the questions was presented on today.
Yeah, I mean, everything that comes. So here's the deal. Here's from a technological standpoint, if you feel that maybe your question didn't go through, send the question twice. Just enter it in and then hit submit.
Urgent.
Yeah, hit urgent. Yeah, just hit submit. Then ask it again and hit submit again. I don't know. We get all of the questions. So call Bishop out. Then I got called out last. Then Josh. I hear Josh and Neil how we preface our questions with a statement. We're just making commentary about the questions. And that's not a bad thing. We're just making commentary. And if you feel as if we're making jest or making light of the question, we're not. We're not making light of the questions. It's just, Josh?
I think the only thing that I would add is on questions like this, which are 2 paragraphs long. Yeah. So, sometimes
There's several things in there.
Sometimes we take that and we take it down to 2 sentences so that the people who are listening can get the gist of the question.
Right.
And we can make it from there. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So if we get this much, people get lost in the question. People get lost in it because we start talking about the question. 3 minutes later, we're still reading the question. So if we take that and we make your question a 2 or 3 sentence question that everyone else can understand and process, then that helps. I think not only you in this, but helps the listener as well.
Yeah, because a lot of times you may be asking a question. I guarantee you, whatever question you ask, I guarantee you there are at least 7 people, depending on how many people watch, 7 people that have that same question. If there are more people watching, it's 70. Well, there are 8 now.
Oh,
yeah,
now.
so I watch it twice.
There you go.
But, but there are people that want an answer to the question. But in order to get that question answered, it's kind of like the news thing. If you have a lot of them in there, you won't get a lot of them answered. Like my kids. Hey, I need you to get up, brush your teeth, put your clothes on, and come upstairs. And the only thing they do is get up, and then they walk upstairs naked because they don't get the rest of it.
Right.
So, just narrow them down, and then I think we'll be good.
Like that. It's a good illustration.
Yeah, is that it? Yeah, because they only take one at a time.
Yep.
There you go. I hope we answered your questions, all of your questions on today. Listen, unforgivable or
offendable.
Unoffendable. There you go. Starts today. It starts tomorrow. Wednesday. Well, they're seeing it on Wednesday.
That starts today.
Yeah.
This evening.
Josh doesn't know what day it is. Yeah, it starts on Wednesday, but it'll go for 6 weeks.
It's 4 weeks. 5 weeks.
It'll go for
right
5
in the
weeks.
middle.
I have no idea. Can you tell us about it?
But it really is. To me, this is I said this on Sunday. We've done this class twice before, and every time we do it, people say, "This is one of the books I operated in one way before, and it actually changed my life." It basically removes your you're feeling that you have a right to be angry at everybody. You know, it really, you know, the whole idea is I have a righteous anger to spew over the world. It basically says, you really don't.
Yeah.
And it forces. So like, if you want to hold on to your anger and your offendability against everyone, don't come to the class.
Or no, come, because we want you to change.
Right. But if you really want to learn how to forgive, and if you really want to, you know, using your illustration, if you want to stop drinking the poison of being offended at everybody and stop bringing the poison of being angry, you can release that. You can put that down if you want. And I believe that this class can help you to do that.
Yeah.
I think everybody wants to. I think we don't know how to, or we have allowed that negative part of us to become so much a part of
who we are.
Attention. Yeah, who we are.
Some people have gotten comfortable being in that place of being offended.
Yeah.
And they bring justification or build a hedge around it to protect it. Don't come in my space.
Yeah.
I got a right to be like this, and leave me alone.
Yeah.
I have justified it so long.
Yeah.
It's become the truth.
Yeah. That's a scary thing to be. So I'm looking forward to it. I got my book. I haven't paid Josh yet, but I will pay for that book. Thank you so much for joining us today on Grace Unfiltered. There are other people. I talked to 2 guys last night. They watch Grace Unfiltered. What? They enjoy it. I can't call out their names, but because if people found out that
President
they watch
Joe Biden.
No, Sarah Huckabee watches it all of the time. All of the time. So, Sarah? Yeah.
So 10 o'clock.
Yeah, 10 o'clock. Oh, yeah, that's right. This Sunday, here's the deal.
One service.
10 a.m. only.
10 a.m.
10 a.m. only. One service. You can go ahead, make your reservations for brunch and come to service at 10 a.m. Get here at 9:15, 9:30, so you can make sure that you have a great seat. Invite someone.
Because we growing,
to this
and it's going to be full.
For real. There you go. It's going to be, it won't be.
One service, one time, one family.
Look at you. That sounds like a commercial there.
We got a T-shirt. Okay.
Yeah, we got one service, one time. Where we only give it out once a month, though.
Yeah, and pretty soon we're going to outgrow the service. So,
that's right.
Let's close this up.
That's right. 12900 Cantor Road is our location, right across from Starbucks in West Little Rock. Join us on the website, graceunitedlr.com. Or ask a friend. You can download the app and you can watch previous services or old Grace United episodes. That's all I got.
Amen.
Cynthia.
Bye-bye.
You're not going to say bye, Cynthia?
Bye, Cynthia.
Yeah, okay. I was going to say she's going to be mad.
I ain't calling him no more.
Right.
That's not going to happen.
Yeah. No.